Well, he's quite a hot prospect, this Andy Morris, but the last time he fought this guy, Daniel Thorpe, he was rocked in the opening round and had to survive a bit of a crisis before coming out on top on points that night. Came back with a very good attack of his own after looking dazed for a bit. Which asked two questions about Morris. We just wonder a little bit. So far, 4 fights, 4 wins for the so-called Withenshaw Warrior from Manchester. Part of the Bob Shannons team. And a right hand seemed to hurt Thorpe there. As they work close in, he covers up. He usually manages to go the distance, the Sheffield fighter. Looked a bit phased by one of them there, didn't he, though, Jim?
Yeah, well, that was a good solid shot, and you can see Morris is very comfortable marching straight up to Thorpe. He wants to be an aggressive fighter. I think he likes the look of the way Ricky Hatton does business. I think he modelled himself on it a little bit. But it's nice to see go back to a previous opponent after about a year just to gauge your own progress.
Let him go.
But I don't think it'll be too long until they have to step this young fellow out of the 4-round routine. I think he's ready to move on already.
There's a lot of people who have quite a high opinion of this fellow. He's only 20, Andy Morris, very dedicated, as Jim said. He does treat Ricky Hatton as a bit of an idol. They're mates as well.
He's just taking a bit long to get his punches off sometimes. He's walking into punching distance without punching. But this is better what we're seeing now. If you're going to walk into punching distance, you have to either keep your head moving or get your own punches off.
With a right hand from Thorpe to the temple, then he's nailed by a right from Morris. Morris in the black trunks, in case you're confused about the identities. Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, Andy Morris.
He's got a good professional look about him. His chin's down. He's showing a little bit of forehead as he comes forward. He's blocking the punches and coming back with the counter punches, and he likes to intimidate and pressurise opponents.
Again, a fast right hand from Morris, who's all pressure, then going to the body. There is a bit of the Ricky Hatton about him. Thorpe, a member of the Brendan Ingle camp in Sheffield. He's got Dominic with him in the corner tonight, Brendan's son. Right hand to the forehead, this time from Morris. He's very, very busy.
See, these pressurising tactics will work well over the longer distance. You're making the other guy do all the work. That was an excellent first round from Morris.
Second round, Andy Morris, only 20. Yet another off the Manchester production line. There are plenty coming from that particular factory at the moment. In the black trunks, he certainly won the first round against Daniel Thorpe, who's been put in with prospects before. Gary Young and Gavin Rees beat him in a round, but he did go the distance with Danny Hunt and Jamie Arthur.
I think he just wants to settle down a little bit. I think he's just, at times he's just a little bit too hectic, and he doesn't get the quality on the shots that he should be getting. He just wants to settle down, take his time a little bit more. Again, the 4-round distance doesn't suit that. That's better.
Yeah, body shot this time. Just occasionally drops his left glove, Thorpe, and leaves himself open to that right hand. But you can understand it. He's anxious to impress. He's a young man trying to make his name. It's all understandable, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's definitely going to sell some tickets because he's good to watch. He does have an exciting style. But you want to be improving, you want to be doing things this fight he didn't do in the last couple of fights. So I just think settling down a little bit, get a bit more substance into the punches.
Switch hitting Thorpe, trying to do anything he knows to fiddle his way through, but there's another left hand to the body, this time from the eager and persistent Morris.
Yeah, definitely these pressurising tactics, when he's in the longer fights, the 8 rounds and the 10 rounds, this will take so much steam out of the other guy. He's just not giving him a second to get his thoughts together.
Fit, well conditioned, has it all in front of him. He hopes so anyway. Andy Morris, we've seen prospects before hit the buffers suddenly, but this fella looks like it might be a little while before that happens to him. You'd think so anyway.
Thorpe beginning to survive a little bit, which is making things a little bit more awkward for Morris as well. It's always difficult when the other fellow's thinking about defence, not committing himself.
Thorpe must be earning pretty well from this business. He had 23 fights last year. 23! I don't reckon anybody could beat that. Maybe not even in the world.
No, it's not bad going. Well, obviously that in itself proves that he goes the distance all the time.
This time he goes down though. He says it's a slip, but it's going to be counted here. There's a mandatory 8 count for Daniel Thorpe.
Well, that's a strange one. He claims a slip, then goes back down again for the mandatory 8. That's a strange one to work out. I don't know what his logic was there.
With another left hook at the end of the round. Yeah, I reckon he saw that the referee was going to give him the count anyway, so he thought, well, I'll take the break then. There's no way out of it.
Yeah,
no point arguing.
I mean, it was like a slip. You know, I think maybe it was an accumulation of the earlier punches. Maybe he'd nowhere else to go, so he went on the floor. But he certainly wasn't hurt. He had complaints there that it was a slip. And then when the referee comes, he goes back down again. That was a nice one. Never seen that one before.
Didn't look much like a slip, I must say.
I think he went down for safety. I don't think he was actually punched to the floor, if you know what I mean. But nowhere else to go for safety, so he's going down.
Keep stepping around this way to him. When he squares that way, bring him back this way and take him back again. Right, and then turn back with his head and twist him and turn him. Keep moving.
That's Dominic Ingle. One of the 2 sons, John as well, of course, who works the corners in the Ingle camp, but not all here tonight. If they went out with Daniel Thorpe every time, he thought they'd be out every night of the week almost, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you've been the divorce courts, I think, yes.
In the gold trunks, Thorpe, the black of Andy Morris. He's only got 1 stoppage win out of the 4 so far, Morris. He needn't worry too much about that while he's at the 4-rounder stage. It's always good if you are a pressure fighter like him, if you've got a bit of a dig to go with it, of course.
But I like the way he's intimidating Thorpe. Is that the heads a little bit there? I thought maybe the heads clashed together as well. Thorpe didn't complain again until the referee mentioned it.
There was a low blow in there from Andy Morris.
A little bit of delayed action, I think, there.
Just having a little word about that, and Thorpe will be experienced enough to take the maximum break he can, and he's entitled to do that. Of course, the protective equipment, or so they keep telling us anyway, is so much better these days. But that's easy for me to say sitting here.
Sometimes if a punch lifts the cup, then it can be painful. It lands square on, usually it's okay, but if it lifts the cup, it's a little bit painful.
Morris had a point deducted the last time these two fought, by the way. He might be the kind who strays low now and again with his high turbocharged attacks to the body. And down goes Thorpe again. Another combination. It's the 2nd count he's had to take.
7, 8.
Is he going to get through here?
Though he's complaining about his leg there. I don't quite know what he's saying there. He's complaining over to the corner about something.
He was talking to Dominic Ingle. While he's been waiting around, he's hit with another left hook over on those reps. He looks uncomfortable in there now, Thorpe. He's taken a few, he's been shaken up a few times. Oh, it's another big left hook to the body, and this time it is stopped. Well, there's an improvement from Andy Morris. He didn't do that the first time, he thought, Daniel Thorpe. But in this return, in emphatic fashion, he stops Thorpe, and I think it was the body punches that did it. And I think he's got a problem with his right leg as well. He's got a problem with his right leg, is Thorpe.
I don't know if it's a cramp that's taking place. I did notice halfway through the last round there that he was complaining over to the corner, nodding down towards his leg. There certainly was a problem. Maybe it's a muscular cramp or something. But he's obviously in some discomfort. But the right man won. I think the job was too much for him anyway. I think Morris had him well under control and looked on the way to be forcing a stoppage anyway. But that was a good performance from young Andy Morris.
Is this the new Ricky Hatton emerging here?
I think he's a little bit to go before we'll call him the second Ricky Hatton. He has to tidy things up, he has to settle things down, a bit more quality into his punches, cut down on the volume, but definitely loads of potential there. He's just, I think, as you said in commentary, maybe a little bit over-eager to impress. I mean, all these punches, they're landing nowhere. Just take your time, you learn to pick the shots, but that'll come with experience, and it'll also come when he's boxing more than 4 rounds. 4 rounds is not long enough for a quality fighter to show his qualities. You can see complaining about the leg here. I think he was more worried about the leg than there was about the punches coming his way.
There was a mighty left hook, wasn't there, as well, right at the end there from Morris, which was what persuaded the referee to step in. Good stoppage win that for Andy Morris.
Andy Morris, 13 months as a professional fighter. Your second time up against the tricky Daniel Thorpe, and you get the stoppage win. Pleased?
Yeah, that's what I've come out to do, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyone who wants to get in the ring with me twice, that's an insult really. So I went out there to prove a point he won't get in again.
Because he shook you last time you fought, but this time it was everything from you, pressure fighting and all.
Yeah, I say he shook me, he caught me on the back of the head, but that's boxing for you. But I'll come back this time and I blew him away.
Frank Maloney, I know you're very excited about Andy Morris. How far do you think he can go, and how quickly will you progress him?
I think he can go a long way. Obviously, he's in the fight school program. He's developing very nice. I think he could become the first mega star out of the fight school. With the help of Sports Network, Frank Warren, and myself. This boy is very exciting, and tonight he showed it because that guy was in his 23rd fight in 1 year, and Andy came in his 5th fight and has improved on the last thing with a very good stoppage win there tonight.
Andy, are you coping with the pressure that's being put on you? A new star, thinks Frank Maloney.
Well, yeah, I rise to the pressure, I rise to the occasion. So whatever the bigger occasion, I'm going to rise to it.
We look forward to seeing you soon. Well done.